If you follow your routine every day, you'll become a slave, not to your boss, not to society, to the routine itself. And you are following it every day, aren't you? Let me describe your morning. 5 a.m. alarm, no snooze button. Cold shower exactly 3 minutes. Gym by 5:30. Same exercises, same order, same weights. Protein shake measured to the gram. Meditation 20 minutes, no exceptions. Journal 3 pages. Read 10 pages. Every single day, no matter what. Weekends, holidays, sick days, vacation. Our daughter's birthday, your anniversary. The routine doesn't bend, not ever. And you feel powerful doing this, unstoppable, in control. You look at other men sleeping in, wasting time, no structure, and you feel superior. Because you have discipline, you have a system. You follow your routine every single day. But I've been watching you for longer than you realize, and I see something you don't. I'm Zeus. I've watched humans build systems for 5,000 years, and every single time, the same pattern emerges. First, you create the routine to escape chaos, to build order, to feel in control. Then, without you noticing, the routine becomes the new chaos. I'll reveal 3 things. The exact moment your discipline transformed from tool into prison. Why the most disciplined men are often the most enslaved and have no idea. And what Roman Stoics understood about routines that modern productivity gurus will never tell you. But first, I need to show you who sold you this lie, because it wasn't an accident, and it's destroying you slowly. The productivity cult convinced you that freedom comes from rigid systems. Wake early, optimize every hour, track every metric, eliminate every distraction, build the perfect morning routine, never break the chain. They sold you the fantasy. If you're disciplined enough, you'll be free. But here's what they didn't tell you. Discipline without purpose isn't freedom. It's just organized imprisonment. Let me show you what's actually happening inside your brain. When you first started your routine, your brain released dopamine every time you completed a task. Check the box. Cold shower done. Workout complete. Meditation finished. Each checkmark flooded your system with reward chemicals. You felt like you were winning. You felt like you were building something. This felt like progress. But after 60 to 90 days, something changed. Your brain adapted. The dopamine response weakened. What used to feel like victory now feels like maintenance. So what did you do? You added more tasks. You woke up earlier. You made the rules stricter. You increased the intensity. And for a few weeks it worked. Dopamine spiked again. You felt alive again. But then it flattened again. So you added more and more and more. Until your morning routine takes 2.5 hours. Until your entire day is structured down to the 15-minute block. Until any deviation from the plan feels like failure. You're not optimizing for results anymore. You're optimizing for the feeling of being disciplined. You became addicted to the process and completely forgot a purpose. This is the moment discipline becomes slavery, when you follow the routine, not because it serves your life, but because breaking it would destroy your identity. Let me show you 3 men who followed their routines straight into prison. 3 different lives, same pattern, same ending. Example 1. The 5 a.m. guy, he wakes up at 5 a.m. every single day. No exceptions. Weekends, holidays, sick days, vacation. Doesn't matter. You think this is admirable. I think this is pathological. Because one morning, his 6-year-old daughter woke up at 4:30 with a nightmare. She was crying. She needed her father. He heard her from his bedroom, and you know what he did? He went to her room and said, "Go back to bed, sweetie. Daddy needs to do his routine." He chose the routine over his daughter, not because he's a bad father, not because he doesn't love her, because the routine had become his identity. And when your routine becomes your identity, breaking it feels like breaking yourself. 3 years later, his daughter barely talks to him, not because of one incident, because of 3 years of incidents. 3 years of daddy, can't right now, it's routine time. He optimized himself into being a stranger to his own child. Example 2. The optimizer. This man tracked everything. And I mean everything. Calories, macros, sleep cycles, heart rate variability, steps, productivity hours, deep work sessions, email response time, even his water intake was logged. His spreadsheets were perfect. His graphs were beautiful. His metrics were optimized. His life was completely empty. Because he was so obsessed with measuring life, he forgot how to live it. One Friday night, his friends, people he hadn't seen in months, invited him to a spontaneous dinner. No plan, no reservation, just, "Hey, we're grabbing food, want to come?" He said no, not because he didn't want to see them, but because spontaneous dinner didn't fit his macros. It would disrupt his sleep schedule. It wasn't in his productivity plan. So he stayed home, ate his measured meal, hit his target macros, went to bed on schedule, and felt nothing. 6 months later, those friends stopped inviting him, not because they were angry, because they finally understood. He had chosen the routine over relationships. And you cannot optimize your way into genuine human connection. You cannot spreadsheet your way into meaning. Example 3. The morning ritual addict. Cold shower 5 minutes, meditation 20 minutes, journaling 15 minutes, visualization 10 minutes, reading 30 minutes, exercise 45 minutes, 2.5 hours every single morning, 0 exceptions. Sounds impressive, right? Sounds like peak discipline. Here is what you do and see. He designed this routine 5 years ago when he was 26, single, depressed, and completely directionless. Back then, this routine saved his life. It gave him structure when he had none, purpose when he felt lost. But now, he's 31. He has a wife, 2 young kids, a business that actually needs his attention in the mornings. But he still does the 2.5-hour morning routine every day, no exceptions. You know what that means? His wife wakes up alone, makes breakfast alone, gets 2 kids under 5 ready for the day alone, while he's in the other room meditating, visualizing, journaling about his goals. And she's starting to resent him deeply. Not because he's lazy, not because he's undisciplined, because he is over-disciplined to the point of being completely disconnected from the life he is supposed to be living. He built a routine 5 years ago to escape loneliness, and now that same routine is creating a different kind of loneliness for him and for everyone around him. Here is the paradoxo that nobody talks about. The same discipline that saves you from chaos can trap you in a different kind of chaos. Organized chaos, structured chaos, optimized chaos, but chaos nonetheless. Because when you follow the exact same routine every single day, you eliminate something absolutely critical to being human: adaptability. Life isn't static. Your body changes day to day. Your energy fluctuates. Your circumstances shift. Your needs evolve, but your routine, it stays frozen. And the moment your routine stops serving your life and starts demanding your life, you're no longer disciplined. You're dependent. Marcus Aurelius understood this 2,000 years ago. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But here's what modern productivity culture completely misses. Your routine is an outside event. The moment you lock yourself into a rigid system that cannot bend you, they've given away your power. You become reactive to the routine instead of responsive to reality. The Stoics didn't follow routines. They followed principles. And there's a massive difference. Principles are flexible. Routines are rigid. Principles adapt to context. Routines demand obedience regardless of context. A principle says, "I value my health and strength." A routine says, "I must go to the gym at 6 a.m., always, no exceptions." When you follow a principle, you can train at 6 a.m. or noon or 8 p.m., whatever actually serves your health that day. If you're injured, you rest. If you're sick, you recover. If your kid needs you, you're there. When you follow a routine, you go to the gym at 6 a.m., even when you're injured, even when sick, even when your family needs you, Because breaking the routine feels like breaking yourself. One is wisdom, one is compulsion. The Stoics understood. The goal isn't to control every variable. The goal is to respond wisely to variables you cannot control. Modern productivity culture teaches the opposite. Control everything or you've failed. Here is what you're really afraid of. If you do and follow your routine exactly, you lose control. You slip. You become lazy, undisciplined, weak. You turn into one of those men with no structure, no goals, no drive. So you cling to the routine like it's a life raft, even when it's drowning you. But here is the truth you're avoiding. The need for that much control is usually a symptom. It's hiding something deeper. Pain you don't want to feel. Fear you don't want to face. Emptiness you don't want to acknowledge. Questions about purpose you don't want to answer. And the routine becomes the drug that numbs you. As long as you're busy optimizing, tracking, scheduling, measuring, you don't have to sit with the uncomfortable truth. You might be running the perfect routine toward a destination you don't even want anymore. You don't need more discipline. You need more honesty. Ask yourself, what am I actually running from? What would happen if I broke my routine for just one day? If the answer to that second question terrifies you, if missing one workout or one meditation session feels like your entire identity is collapsing, then the routine isn't serving you anymore. You're serving it. And that's not discipline. That's addiction with better branding. So what's the answer? Conscious discipline. Instead of asking, what's my routine? Ask, what does my life actually need today? Instead of waking up at 5 a.m., because that's what disciplined people do, ask, does 5 a.m. serve me today? Or am I serving 5 a.m.? Instead of going to the gym, because it's written in your calendar, ask, does my body need intensity today? Or does it need rest? Let me give you 3 real scenarios. Monday morning, you're injured. Your routine says gym at 6 a.m. Conscious discipline says rest. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. Friday evening, your kid needs help with homework. Your routine says deep work block. Conscious discipline says be present. That's not failure, that's priority. Sunday, you're exhausted from the week. Your routine says 5 a.m. wake up. Conscious discipline says sleep in. That's not lazy, that's adaptive. See the pattern? The routine is rigid. The principle is responsive. This doesn't mean abandon all structure. It doesn't mean become lazy. It means elevate your discipline from unconscious to conscious. Unconscious discipline is slavery. You follow the routine because it's there, because breaking it feels wrong, because you've tied your identity to it. Conscious discipline is freedom. You follow the principle because it serves the actual goal in this actual moment. The 5 a.m. wake-up isn't virtuous by itself. It's only virtuous when it serves something meaningful. The workout isn't progress by itself. It's only progress when it moves you toward a real goal. The meditation session isn't enlightenment. It's only valuable if it actually makes you more present when presence matters. The routine isn't discipline. The choice to adapt or break the routine when life demands it, that's discipline. Real strength isn't following the plan when it's easy. Real strength is abandoning the plan when the plan is wrong. 5,000 years, same pattern repeating endlessly.
I've watched empires collapse because their systems became more important than their purpose. I've watched armies lose battles because generals followed rigid protocol instead of adapting to terrain. I've watched philosophers build beautiful theories about life while completely failing to actually live.
I've watched empires collapse because their systems became more important than their purpose. I've watched armies lose battles because generals followed rigid protocol instead of adapting to terrain. I've watched philosophers build beautiful theories about life while completely failing to actually live. And now I'm watching modern men optimize their way into empty, controlled, perfectly scheduled lives that they don't actually enjoy living. Your routine was supposed to free you, Instead, it imprisoned you in a cell you built yourself. So here is my question for you. What part of your routine is controlling you instead of serving you? Comment below. Let's see how many men have the courage to admit it. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Subscribe. I reveal patterns that productivity gurus profit from hiding. And if you want to understand what happens when discipline becomes obsession, watch this video next. I'll be watching.